Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you with your WWE Clash of Champions Gold Rush 2020 preview and predictions. We are here today to break down the Clash of Champions pay-per-view this year on Sunday night on the WWE Network. And there are some matches that I am looking forward to and I am interested in seeing, and other matches we have just seen repeatedly over and over again. And it's to the point where, like, okay, I'm just sick and tired of seeing these two teams, these two women, go against each other all the time. It's like I want new, fresh matchups. I feel that with some of the matches here on the card, but we have 9 matches here on Clash of Champions. We will go over all 9 of them. We have 1 match on the kickoff show, and then the rest we will go over. All of them being Clash of Champions, being that every title is supposed to be defended on this show. So, I was supposed to be joined here today by my good friend on Twitter, Cassius Cam, but he's got some things to do, things that I will not say here on the Big Fight Field. But I talked to him last night, and he will be here on Sunday night to review the show with me. He was like, if I can't do the preview predictions with you, can I come on your channel to do some sort of recap or something for Clash of Champions? I was like, absolutely, man, 100%. So he will be here on Sunday night to review Clash of Champions with me. And if you guys have not already, make sure you check out my Monday Night Raw review from this past Monday with Adam. Shout out to him. Go check that out. Go check out the 200 subscriber 1-year anniversary Q&A video. I would really appreciate it if you went to go check it out. And then last night's AEW review, you could check that out as well. Let's get into the pre-show match. I couldn't even find a graphic for it on Twitter, so I'm just gonna get right into it here. Raw Women's Championship on the pre-show. Zelina Vega versus Asuka, and it's absolutely a slap in the face that Asuka is being devalued down to the pre-show, and it just tells you that WWE and their creative team is like, hey, we have no challenges for you. We don't give a shit about your title reign. And here you go. You're going to be on the pre-show against freaking Zelina Vega, of all people, because we have nobody else. You could have saved Mickie James for Clash of Champions instead of doing it on Monday Night Raw. And that match probably would have been on the main card. And we probably would have gotten a match, probably the Street Profits versus Andrade and Garza, which is a match that I just cannot stand anymore. And that's on the main card over this match. But, I mean, I guess there's a purpose for it being on the main card. It's Zelina Vega. She is a manager. No one is taking her seriously against Asuka. No one thinks she stands a chance beating Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. And this match should go no longer than 5 minutes. And if it does go longer than 5 minutes, then this makes Asuka look weak, because Zelina Vega has wrestled about 5 matches this year. So if Asuka goes like 10 or 12 minutes with a woman who has barely wrestled at all this year, I think that makes the champion, Asuka in this case, look weak. So I think this is a dominant victory for Asuka, and she retains the Raw Women's Championship at Clash of Champions. The first match we're going to talk about here on the main card for Clash of Champions is the triple threat ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship with AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, and Jeff Hardy. Now, this came about when Jeff Hardy, on the first episode of the Thunderdome, defeated AJ Styles, but he cheated. He used an illegal weapon to defeat AJ Styles, and that's AJ's excuse to get into this match, because he never lost the championship clean to Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy is obviously the champion here in this situation, but then Sami Zayn came back with his Intercontinental Championship, and he was like, I am the rightful Intercontinental Champion. I never lost my championship. Therefore, I am the Intercontinental Champion. And these three have been going at it ever since after the Payback pay-per-view. And it's led to this. We had a big three-way brawl this week on SmackDown. Jeff Hardy got a ladder, and he challenged both of them to a ladder match with the Intercontinental Championship hanging above the ring. Now, I think this is going to be a great match. This should be a great match, and I think this is the rightful match to start the pay-per-view, because it's honestly one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most. Probably the second behind the ambulance match with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. But I'm really looking forward to this match. Three excellent guys in AJ, Jeff Hardy, and Sami Zayn. I don't think AJ is going to win, because he's just there to, add star power to the match and get him on the card. Because I don't know if you guys know, you might not know this statistic, but AJ Styles has not wrestled on a pay-per-view since Money in the Bank. So, AJ Styles, one of the best wrestlers in the world, has not been on a pay-per-view match since Money in the Bank, which is quite sad. So, I think he's there just to add star power to the match. I don't think he's going to win the championship. And it's down to Sami Zayn and Jeff Hardy. And I do think Sami Zayn is going to win the Intercontinental Championship, but it's not going to be at Clash of Champions. I think they're going to drag this thing out a little further between Sami Zayn and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy will retain the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Not tonight, at Clash of Champions against Sami Zayn. And that's that. I'm going with Jeff Hardy to retain the Intercontinental Championship in this ladder match. I'm expecting a great match between these three guys, and probably one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most on Sunday. This is one of the matches I said I just do not care about, and it's matches we've seen repeatedly over and over again for about a month now. It's the Lucha House Party versus Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura. This is just a running comedy act, man. I mean, Cesaro, Nakamura, they have beaten these guys in a tag team title match on SmackDown, one-on-one matches. Lucha House Party got one silly victory when they didn't even win clean because Cesaro and Nakamura were distracted by the Street Profits being in their championship lounge and all that shit. I mean, I just do not care about this. I just don't care. I have no interest in this match whatsoever. And what are we trying to accomplish here with this feud? To me, in my eyes, like, what are we doing if we don't give Lucha House Party the tag team titles? Because legitimately, those are the only two tag teams in the division right now. Jimmy Uso's out with an injury. Kofi and Xavier Woods are not there for Big E. Miz and Morrison, they're feuding with Otis. So these are legitimately the only two tag teams in the division. And I'm just gonna pick a lucky guess and say that the Lucha House Party are gonna win the tag team titles on Sunday night. I could care less about this match, and I don't know. I'm going with the Lucha House Party to become the new tag team championships, and it probably won't mean much by the end of the night. So, for the United States Championship, we have Apollo Crews getting his rematch against the United States Champion Bobby Lashley. Now, I don't mind seeing this match again. Their match at Payback I thought was really good. It was a really good match. And Bobby Lashley did win the United States Championship. Excuse me. He did win like we all expected him to. And he picked up the United States Championship for the Hurt Business. And then they added Cedric Alexander to the group. And I am loving everything about the Hurt Business on Monday Night Raw. They are my favorite thing by far on the show. They're the only good thing on the show, to be honest. I like Bobby Lashley again. Bobby Lashley, I could not take him seriously for the first 2 years. And now that he's in this faction with the Hurt Business, I mean, he looks great. And he looks better than ever, in my opinion. And Apollo Crews, when he got the opportunity, I thought he did a very good job with that opportunity. He didn't have a great reign like he expected, like we all wanted him to. But when he got the opportunity and he went up against guys like Andrade and Bobby Lashley and MVP, I thought he did a good job. And I'm happy for Apollo. But the bad thing is, we all know what's happening in this match. Bobby Lashley is not losing that championship on Sunday. And in my opinion, he is not losing that championship anytime soon. He could be the United States champion going into next year. And for Apollo Crews, well, I see him going back to catering. Unfortunately, that when Vince McMahon looks at Apollo and Bruce Pritchard looks at Apollo, they think, catering. He's not the type of guy. He is not a Vince McMahon guy. Apollo Crews is 100% a Paul Heyman guy. And they want to get rid of the guys that Paul Heyman tried to push. I mean, just look at Aleister Black and Ricochet and Apollo Crews now, who's probably not going to be on TV after Sunday. So I think Bobby Lashley gets his victory. I think we'll get a really good match between these two guys, and should be good. I'm picking Bobby Lashley to retain the United States Championship, though, on Sunday night. For the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, we have Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Again, this match we've never seen before. It's fresh, I guess. But, I mean, at the end of the day, do you care about this match? I could care less about this match. The Women's Tag Team Championships are back to exactly where they were before Sasha Banks and Bayley had the tag team titles, and now they're just back to being irrelevant, in my opinion. It's something I really don't care about that much. It's not a match that, a top match that I'm looking forward to, but I don't know. I mean, not a match I'm looking forward to a lot. These are legit the only two tag teams in the women's division for the tag team division, because the Iconics are no more, thank goodness. You have Nia and Shayna versus the Riott Squad. And those are legit the only two tag teams in the tag team division on the main roster. And if I had to pick a winner, oh God, this is another tough one. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus the Riott Squad. I'm going to go Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler to retain. I mean, they just won the tag team. As much as I want a championship off of Nia Jax, because she just does not deserve to be a champion whatsoever. At the end of the day, it's the women's tag team titles, and Nia Jax is absolutely worthless, and so are the women's tag team titles. So you could keep that title on Nia Jax for a few more weeks, and then maybe we revisit this match at Hell in a Cell, and then the Riott Squad get their victory there. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to go with that. Shayna and Nia for the win. Again, this is just another throwaway match that I could literally not give a crap about. For the 87th time, we are seeing Angel Garza and Andrade versus the Street Profits for the Raw Tag Team titles. I mean, this shit has been going on since WrestleMania. Yes, WrestleMania. This has been going on for. It's been going on for quite a while. And you know what, man? I'm not the only one who says this, but I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of seeing this match over and over again. You know, it's boring and it's stale. I thought they broke up last week because they were brawling in the back, and now all of a sudden, oh, they're good. Good graces for them. And they are the number one contenders for the tag team titles. And now they're trying to tell a story of Zelina Vega. She's not with them anymore. And now they're trying to make you believe that Garza and Andrade, they're going to win the tag team titles without Zelina Vega. And they're going to be better off not having her by her side. And that's the one thing that's going to get them over is Zelina Vega. So if you take her away from Garza and Andrade, you're just basically killing the entire act of them right now. So I don't think they're going to get the job. The only road for them to go is to split up, because they've been teasing it for far too long now. And now they're not even tag team wrestlers. They're both single stars. And I would both like to see them back in their divisions. Like Andrade, hopefully going after the U.S. title, and Garza as well. Maybe they have a series of matches and they feud with each other. I don't know. I just could not care. I could not give a shit about this match. I'm taking the Street Profits to retain. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, and it feels like the 50th time we're seeing this match, we have Nikki Cross versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I mean, we've seen this match way too many times, and the fact that Nikki Cross is the number one contender for Bayley once again just goes to show you how weak the SmackDown Women's division really is. To the fact that they have to go back to the same draw. They have to go back to the same opponent that Bayley had during the summer. All summer long, from freaking Backlash all the way to the horror show Extreme Rules. All we've been seeing is Nikki Cross versus Bayley, and it just goes to show you how weak the SmackDown Women's division is. Now, since the feud has ended, a lot of things have happened with both Bayley and Nikki Cross. We are in the process of a split between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, because more than likely Alexa Bliss is going to be paired up with The Fiend on SmackDown, and Bayley and Sasha Banks are no more. And Bayley took out Sasha at SmackDown a couple weeks ago, and Sasha had an interview on SmackDown this past week. We talked about that on the SmackDown review. So if you want to check out my SmackDown review to hear my thoughts, you can check that out. But after what happened on Friday, there's no chance in hell. There's no chance in hell that Bayley is losing that SmackDown Women's Championship anytime soon. There's no way. You cannot do that. Sasha Banks and Bayley, it's so simple. Sasha Banks is out for 4 months. Bayley is still defending the SmackDown Women's Championship. Come January at the Royal Rumble, she is still the SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks comes in at the Women's Royal Rumble. She wins it at number 30, and she goes on to challenge Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. The story writes itself, and it's so simple. It is so simple that we might as well just, we might as well fast track Bayley to 2021 because she is going to have she has no competition right now. Her only real competition is going to be Sasha Banks. As of right now, in the SmackDown Women's division, she has no competition to compete with. There is Nikki Cross. There's Lacey Evans, who's horrible. There's Naomi, who they do not want to push. There's Tamina. There's Alexa Bliss, who's going to be with Bray Wyatt. Carmella is coming back with this new gimmick. I guess she'll be a challenger down the line. And they had a perfect interim challenger in Mandy Rose for Bayley. But they shipped her off to Monday Night Raw with no plans. So now with Mandy off of SmackDown, there are no real competition for Bayley. She's going to have no competition for the rest of the year. So she's obviously going to beat Nikki Cross. This is one of the most predictable matches of the night. And we might as well fast track her to 2021. And do we get the Alexa Bliss Nikki Cross split on Sunday? Possibly. We could possibly see a split on Sunday. So we'll see what happens with that one. But absolutely 100%, Bayley is going to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. For the Universal Championship, one of the biggest matches on Sunday night, but obviously one of the more predictable matches, we have Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Now, obviously, I'm going to get this off right now. Obviously, Roman Reigns is retaining the Universal Championship. I mean, if you think Jey Uso has any chance of winning that championship on Sunday, you're a fool. Okay, you're an absolute fool. The only reason Jey Uso is getting a Universal Championship match because it fits into a storyline of cousin versus cousin. Now, what's been happening in the feud, I'm liking. I've been liking it. It's been Jey Uso acting all cool around acting all cool around Roman Reigns and being like he's a brother to him and stuff like that, shaking his hand and all that stuff, and a bro hug and all that. And then Roman Reigns, he's the one acting like a dick. He's been the one acting like a dick to Roman Reigns and to Jey Uso, and it happened on SmackDown this week when Roman and Jey were hugging, and then Jey went up to the stage and he was clapping and all that stuff. You could see Roman going from happy face to serious face. And I thought that was beautiful storytelling. That was absolutely beautiful. And I loved it. The small detail. And Roman is like, on Sunday, I'm going to kick this guy's ass. So I see Jey Uso, he's absolutely going to get his ass kicked on Sunday by Roman Reigns. And I think Roman Reigns needs to demolish Jey Uso in this match. I think we need to see a one-sided match. I think we need to see Roman Reigns be aggressive. Roman Reigns be acting like a heel. He needs to act like a heel and not act like the old Roman. And he did say that that he's not going to be wrestling in a shirt, and he's going to have new theme music. That opened my eye. That opened my eye a lot, and I'm intrigued by what's gonna happen with that. So that's very interesting. We're gonna see a new side of Roman, and I think he's gonna dominate Jey Uso, and he should. He should dominate a guy like Jey Uso because Jey Uso's a tag team wrestler. Jey Uso's not a real singles competitor. People don't take Jey Uso seriously as a singles competitor. He's gonna be in there. And he's gonna take a good ass beating by his cousin on Sunday, and it's gonna get Roman Reigns over hopefully. So I'm going with Roman to defeat Jey Uso and retain the Universal Championship. And then finally, in the WWE Championship match, in a ambulance match, we have the challenger, Randy Orton, versus the champion, my guy, Drew McIntyre, for the WWE Championship. This is main eventing the show, hopefully. This deserves to main event the show. I thought it should have main evented SummerSlam, but it did not. I think it's going to main event Clash of Champions. Big match. Ambulance match. I'm not a hater on an ambulance match like most people are. I think they're pretty cool, actually. So, and it's something I'm really interested in. The build the build wasn't better than the SummerSlam build. I thought the build to SummerSlam was awesome. This one, it was okay. It was just a story of Randy Orton punted McIntyre 3 times. So McIntyre injured his jaw. Then McIntyre hit Orton with a Claymore 3 times, and it injured his jaw. So, and then they both got carried off into an ambulance. Keith Lee has been playing the third wheel in this feud. He's had matches with Randy Orton 3 times now. Matches with McIntyre twice, with both ended in disqualifications. And this feud has not done Keith Lee any favors whatsoever. Him being involved with Randy Orton and McIntyre, I think it's not a good idea. It's not good for him. I don't think this comes off good for Keith Lee at all, actually. I think starting him off with something else, maybe they get him in a feud with Seth Rollins, or they put him in a feud with the Hurt Business. But I think we got to get Keith Lee out of this feud ASAP. But, so that's aside. The result for this match, I was contemplating who I was going to pick. But at the end of the day, I thought, listen, this is an ambulance match. The only way you can win is to throw your opponent inside the ambulance. And I think the only reason they did this match is to protect Drew McIntyre from not taking a pinfall loss and losing the WWE Championship. I think they don't want to pin him yet. I think Randy Orton is going to become the new WWE Champion Sunday at Clash of Champions. And we get this feud all the way until Hell in a Cell. And this will 100% end inside Hell in a Cell. And Randy Orton will defeat Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell. So that's how I see this going. I'm going with Randy Orton to become the new WWE Champion Sunday at Clash of Champions. And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the Clash of Champions preview and predictions. I want to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel. You're going to want to, because you are not going to want to miss my SmackDown review tomorrow night and my Clash of Champions review on Sunday. You're not going to want to miss it, trust me. Comment down below. I want to know your predictions for Clash of Champions on Sunday. I want your prediction for every single match down in the comments below. I would love to know all your feedback. Hit that like button if you liked what I had to say about the preview for Clash of Champions. Follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. Check out all my other videos on the channel this past week, and I will see you guys back tomorrow night for the SmackDown review here on the channel. Have a good night, and stay safe.